A Soviet officer ruthlessly threw 2 nursing puppies under a tank. The mother dog saw it, broke free, and rushed over. Then, the officer shouted at the dog trainer, "If you feel sorry for the dog, you should feel even more sorry for the soldiers. A dog's life matters, but human lives matter more." Because dogs are low to the ground and move quickly, the German tank gunners found it hard to shoot them. So even though the dog handlers were unwilling, they had to train the dogs as the officer ordered. First, they locked all the dogs in cages and starved them for 3 days. They were only given water to stay alive. After 3 days, they put some ribs in the dog bowls and threw them under the tanks. The hungry dogs immediately rushed over. The officer gave the order. From now on, feed them this way to create a conditioned response. Then he ordered the soldiers to start the tank engines. Because the tank noise was very loud, the dogs, though hungry, were too scared to crawl under the tanks. At that moment, one trainer couldn't bear to watch them suffer, so he tried to take his dog home. The officer fired a warning shot.
Come back!
Unexpectedly, the loyal dog ran back, lowered its head in submission, begging the officer not to shoot its owner. Sending dogs to blow up German tanks was hard for many to accept. Vasily knew his beloved dog wouldn't survive for long. So that night, he thought about secretly leaving the school with his dog, but he was caught by the officer. The officer warned him, "The moment you leave the camp, you and your dog will be deserters, and the punishment is execution on the spot." Helpless, Vasily had to find another way. The next day, he took out his disability certificate, hoping it would get him discharged. But before he could even go in, he was stopped by the guards and mocked. "People are dying everywhere, yet you want to run away for a dog?" Humiliated, Vasily struggled inside. The next day, he made up his mind. He grabbed the rice bowl and limped toward a moving tank. The dog saw its owner fall, and without hesitation, rushed to help him. They succeeded. Other soldiers followed their lead. Soon, all the dogs were no longer afraid of tank noises. They had finally passed the training. They were ready for the battlefield. The officer was assigning tasks. One dog, after hearing the tank engine, ran straight toward the tank. The officer ordered it shot immediately, but the dog was too fast and the soldiers missed. Just like that, the only Soviet tank was destroyed by its own dog. The dog only saw the tank. It couldn't tell whose it was. The captain rushed over, pulled out his pistol, and was about to execute the trainer. Thankfully, the officer stopped him. He defied the captain to protect his men. At that moment, enemy tanks were approaching. The officer ordered the release of dog number 2. The soldier kissed the dog goodbye, reluctant to part. The officer couldn't bear to look. He knew how painful it was to say goodbye to a loyal dog. He clenched his fists and silently prayed for the dog. Dog number 2, following its owner's command, ran straight toward the enemy tank without hesitation. The soldier watched his beloved dog get blown up, heartbroken. But the war still went on.